Okay, back again with real money trades for my masterclass over at simpleswitch.teachable.com. If you go over there and take my masterclass, it will get you up to speed on what I'm doing with this real money trading series, growing a small account in the futures market and with swing trading. And I chose the futures market to go with this because I don't have to worry about the PDT rule and I can day trade. In my masterclass, I take you from day one to I want to be a trader, then selecting a broker, opening an account, then teaching you how I build winning strategies that fits you. So I call it the PLG, personality, lifestyle, and goals. But not just that, strategies that have a proven statistical probability of success. Once we build our strategies, then we build a trade plan to go with those strategies. Two completely different things, traders. You need a good strategy and a good trade plan to be successful. Then I sim trade those strategies, and now we're into the real money trading portion of building a winning strategy. That is what this series is about. I plan on trading these accounts until the end of 2023, and we'll see how far we can grow them in 1 year's time. Now, I don't know if these strategies are going to be successful. We're going to find this out together, and if they're not, hopefully I can tweak them along the way to make them successful. I started my futures account with $1,700 because that was the bare minimum I felt like I could start with. And then I started my swing trading account with $2,000. Again, I felt that was the bare minimum I can start with. In my masterclass, I explain all these details and why I make the decisions, what you're seeing on the screens, the charts that you're seeing, all the tools, all that stuff. This class can benefit beginner traders and pro traders alike. I do trade with my algorithm, but you don't need that in order to benefit from my masterclass. You can trade with whatever tool it is for you. If you're thinking about taking somebody else's class, my masterclass can help you choose what other strategy might be right for you. This way, if you're going to spend a lot of money to buy somebody else's strategy, it would really be good if that strategy would fit you. And I teach you all about that in my masterclass, so go check it out. But for now, let's get into today's video. All right, so here we are back in the futures market Sunday night. So I do have some time to trade tonight, and actually may be changing my schedule, so I may be able to trade here Monday, Tuesday as well. But here we are with MGC in the futures market on the 15-minute candle with red light, green light. We got the trip happening right here. We got full permission. I can mark it up and see what my rough risk is. Put this in my strategy manager, see what the number is, and then get ready to get in the trade. Boom, we're in. So we're in. We got our markup. I'm going to adjust that markup, remove. Okay, put my OCO order in. So I could move this up to be just above this candle here, or even above all this. But if I move it above this, it's adding way too much risk. I'd rather just speed bump it and then make my money there. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And then I should have bought 2 contracts. I bought 1. All right, well, it is what it is. I'm not going to add now. We're a little late to the party. If we retrace, then I'll get another one in there. Okay, so now I got my speed bump in with 2 here, 1 here. And then if it comes back up, I'll speed bump it. If this retraces some, then I'll add that other contract that I forgot to add. I should have bought on this. I could have bought 3 contracts, actually, now that we're scaled up. But all good. We'll just stick with what we got. We're going to go with 2. Maybe I'll add 2 if this retraces a bit. So we'll see. Give me a retrace, will you? All right, we'll bring the conclusion to you. All right, so we get our little retracement here. If we get a halfway retracement, I'm going to add those other 2 contracts. And then, if it speed bumps, then I'll speed bump all of that stuff. So one thing to think about is I don't ever add to a losing position. But it's not a losing position until my stop has been tripped. That's when it becomes a losing position. All this inside here is an open trade, an acceptable trade with permission, fits all the deal, so all good. Anywhere in here I could buy. It's just once we get past here, I don't add to my position because then it's a losing position. So I'm not going to average down, as they would say, or average up, per se, however you want to look at it. I only add to my position when it's still an active trade, and then it's in my favor. I try not to add to my position when I'm already in profit, because then that screws up the risk-reward ratio. Because if I have 1 contract here, and then I add another one here, and then I get stopped out, that totally, and the next time I jump in, I do the same. I'm not making nearly as much as I'm losing, and then it becomes a difficult game to play. So anyway, something to think about if that's what you're doing, traders. You're wondering, why am I losing my money and I have so many winners? Maybe because you're adding on the way to profit, or maybe, look, that's just one possible thing. Because then if your stop is here, your risk reward might be off. You might look at a 67% win rate or 65% win rate, but if you're winning, 0.75 and you're losing 1.25, then that kind of win rate might be difficult to make money. So anyway, so I'm waiting for a 50% retracement right in this area here, and then we'll look to add, which actually coincides with a support, what was once a support area, that may become a resistance area as well. So that all of it's lining up. Oh yeah, we're getting pretty close. This candle closes in 45 seconds. So the new candle opens, it may form a wick before going down. So this could be really good. We might be able to get it nicely at a 50% retracement or better. I'm not going to get in right now. I'm going to wait, although I could just jump in right now with all of these. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and add a contract. So we add one more contract. We got room to add one more. So we'll see if we can get a little bit more here. Get a solid 50% or better, and then we'll go ahead and add that other contract, and then I'll put the averages in the trade log, and then we'll see where we stand. Okay, we got 5 seconds. New candle opens. We'll see how this reacts, and then we may go ahead and buy that other contract. And if it just goes straight down, all good. We got 2 contracts. We'll make some money. I will need to adjust the speed bump to reflect. All right, so it didn't quite get there. It's topped out here. I was looking for a little bit deeper to add that other contract, so we may have missed the boat on that. But either way, with 2 contracts now, which is really what I was hoping to have in the first place, gives us a little over $100 risk reward, which puts us on par for what we've been doing. It would have been nice to be in the 160 range or 170 range had we been able to get filled up here with another contract. But we still may get there. We'll see what happens. This could become a support area, and this could come back up. And we could see some sideways motion for a while before going down. Or we might just come down and get our winner. We'll have to wait and see what it wants to do. But either way, Algo believes it's going down to this target here, so hopefully we'll make some money. Okay, so we broke up above that level I was looking to be in, so we're going to go ahead and add that other contract now. So now we have 3 contracts short. So now we're going to go down here to the limit order and change it. Cancel or replace. Where are you? Confirm. Okay, cool. So now we got all of our contracts in. I'll update that on the My Strategy Manager. Speed bump is set right there for the 6. And we should be good to go. All right, everybody. We'll bring the conclusion to you. All right, so now it's getting scary. When it was down here in this consolidation, I was like, man, I should just take my profit off the table. I'm up like $50 or whatever it was. The emotional side of trading. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I got to stick to the rules. Either that's the target or that's the stop. And that's it. If I get out a bunch of times here and I make, $30 or $40, $50, and I'm risking 200, then I'm not going to make any money. I'm going to blow up my account. So I got to stick to the rules. And sometimes you're going to make money. The market's going to pay you, right? And other times you got to pay the market. And that's just the way. That's the way it is. I can't have every trade be a successful trade where I get a credit in my account. I'm going to have to pay those fees, which are going to be the debits. The problem is we just scaled up. So this is my first time scaling up. And I might have a really big loser. I might have a $200 loser here scaling up like this. I have $100 in this trade, and I may have another 100 and change on the speed bump if the speed bump fails. So that'll set us back a few bars. And then that's going to set us back. So that's the only downside to it. If we had a few scaled up winners and then taking a loser or a debit out of the account isn't a big deal because we're still in the same scaling ladder. Those winners were there to pay for that loser, and all good. I just hate when you scale up and your first trade out of the gate is a loser and it sets you back a couple bars, and then it's like, man. And it takes a little while to get back up there. But it is what it is. We're going to roll with it, stick with the strategy, stick with the plan, and we'll see what happens. Even if we take a debit here on this first section of the trade, strategy 1, right, the red light, green light, on the speed bump, it's got such a high success rate that we're most likely to recover a good portion of that loss. So it shouldn't be too bad. I don't necessarily need to cover all of it, but if I can recover half of it, then it's fantastic. So we'll see here. We're going to speed bump. Looks like it. So what will happen is it's going to buy 3 and then buy 3 more because we have 6 contracts in the window right there. So it'll buy 3 and then it'll buy 3 more right away. And then our trade will be reversed. And this will go from a red 3 over here in positions to a green 3, indicating we're now long. Right now we're short. That's why it's red. And when we're long, it'll be green. We got 15 minutes left in this candle, so maybe we're just making a wick and then we're going to come way back down. I don't know. This looks pretty strong. We just switched over here in the algo. We got a lot of strength going on, and we're close to the stop. We'll see. Okay, so there we go. Speed bumped in the trade. So you saw how it sold the 3 and bought 3, right? Because I was short, so it buys it back and then buys 3 more. So now we're in the speed bump. So now we're going to go back to OCO order with 3 contracts we have. And then if this trade fails, it fails. We're out. So let's go 50. Enter. Now we're going to sell to get out because we're long. You can see the green here. Okay, stop is in. Target. And then I'm going to put an alert right here. Create an alert. Single. At or above. All right, so once it gets here, it's going to let me know I'm going to start trailing my stop because the speed bump is really just to recover a portion of my loss, not necessarily all of it. So if we can get right to this level here, that's pretty much all I can really ask for. And then everything else is bonus after that, which would be that'll be a really nice recovery right there, considering we got in, averaged in, right? So we got a good discount by doing that. So yeah, it'd be pretty sweet if we can get to right here and then recover a big chunk of our loss. Now this comes back down here and hits. Ooh, it's going to be a rough day. Definitely going to set us back on the scaling ladder, but that's trading. Can't win them all. All right, I'll bring the conclusion to you. Okay, so I got my alert. So I was down 100 and change on the day. Now I'm only down $56 in the day, which is really fantastic, right? So now I need to start looking at capitalizing on this gain. So what do we got? It's 37, so about 7 minutes left in this candle. Plenty of room for it to keep on going without creating a wick or a tail on it, right? So lots of room for this body to keep growing. If we had like 3 minutes left, then I would be concerned we're going to create a wick, and I may start looking to capitalize on profit. But I want to let this thing go a little bit and see if it can push through and see if we can get a little more. I'm at least going to move my stop up to break even at the bottom of this candle and lock in at least a break even trade. All right, because once I lock in some profit, I'm going to walk away. Then I'll either get that profit or it'll give me an alert here, and then I can continue moving my stop up. If it gets to this area and hits that, I'm happy to take a green day, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. You can see on the chart we're getting into this top over here, getting right into this zone right here. So there's going to be some resistance potentially in through here, potentially somewhere in this area. But it's okay if the resistance is up here, we're golden. But we'll see. It might happen right down in here. There you go, rejection. Okay, so clearly we're having a little bit of a difficult time getting through this level here. So part of me is like, just flatten my trade, take my $69 for this one, $56 losing day, all good, or 72, whatever it ends up being. That's what part of me is saying, but if I can get a little bit more, I'm being greedy. So if I can get out at 1950 instead of 1948 or 1949 rather, then the scaling ladder maintains its position. I still stay with the $200 risk reward level. We don't scale back. But if I get out here, I'm going to scale back for at least the next trade, which isn't terrible. But part of me is like, stay in. But why stay in? Well, when I go back in time and I look at my backtest blocks and I look at my sim trading and look at all that stuff, the speed bump portion of this has like almost a 90% success in 90 days. In the last 60 days, it's had 100% success. So to hit this target up here. So it's like, why would I get out early? Part of me is like, just get out and take your money. But the other part of me is like, dude, your speed bumps are like almost 100%. Why wouldn't you just stay and get the full trade? So sitting there doing the battle in my head, the emotional battle in my head, but really it comes down to having the tools to be able to go back and look at them and say, what should I do? Not because I'm feeling something, but what is the data showing me? So I was able to go back, look at that real quick. And then I'm just gonna let this trade ride. We're gonna hit this target, or be good. Actually, when I get to break even, I'll start to trail a stop, and I'll look for this target to make a little bit of money on the trade. But yeah, so that's the plan. Just gonna stick with what the data shows, and having that data to look at is definitely helpful when you start to go into that emotional battle. So that's why I'm still in this trade right now, and we'll wait for it to conclude. All right, so there we are. So we're out of the trade. I could have got out with a small red day, and I chose to get out with a big red day. Hate it when that happens. All right, I'll put that in my strategy manager and see where we're at. Okay, so here we are in the my strategy manager. So we took What do we do here? Oh, okay, yeah. So the speed bump, we basically took a tiny commissions is what cost us most of the money in the speed bump. So we ended up with a $160 losing day overall after commissions. So yeah, that's a bummer. So we'll go look at the scaling ladder, see what happens. See, so we used to have a green bar here. We could scale up to 200, 3 contracts of MGC, and now we don't. So now we're back to 1 or 2 contracts of MGC, and back to our $100 range in the scaling. So all good, is what it is. Can't win them all. That's how it goes. Sometimes you gotta have those debits to go with those credits. It's always disappointing, but I know it's part of the game. All good. We'll come back, get another trade when we have another setup. All right, everybody. See you on the next trade. Another setup. So let's go look real quick at the dashboard and see where our accounts are. So now we have our combined account total. Again, started with 3,700. We're at $6,489 with today's red day, if you will, a red trade. Anyway, we'll see if any more trades set up. I doubt it before I go to bed. So most likely will be red. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So there's our account total with the combined accounts with futures and swing trading. So futures, again, 1,700 we started with. We're at 28.24. Still pretty awesome. Swing trading, we started with $2,000 and we're at 36.65 right now. So all good. Counts are growing, doing good stuff. We'll bring the next trade to you.